Prison Days, Screwed Up by Simon King. Narrated by Todd. The wheels set into motion. If there is one thing I've picked up in more than 30 years of working, actually, it's probably closer to 40 years, considering I started working on the farm I grew up on at around age 12, which was pretty normal back then. It's this. The face one has at work is normally vastly different from the face one wears at home. And that is because of a number of factors. Firstly, there are normally too many prying eyes at work, all looking for an excuse to jump on your arse and claim some brownie points with the boss. Keeping a low profile is one of the best ways to avoid those situations, and so I always find that keeping a work face separate from home does wonders. Secondly, I've always found that those who tend to voice their opinions about certain situations at work, be it one of their dumb-arse coworkers or perhaps a supervisor using every opportunity to advance their own career at the expense of others, they always end up out the door quicker than anybody else. Working in a prison taught me a lot about keeping things firmly separated. Remember that old saying, "Leave your shit at work"? Is that even a saying? I'm sure it is, because I know I've said it enough times myself. It wasn't long into this new role that I realized I didn't just need to keep things separate, I needed a way to wake me the fuck up whenever I walked through the front door. But more on that later. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that throughout my working career, I often noticed people wearing very different faces at work than they do at home, me included. In one way, I think it's a way to protect yourself, and maybe even your loved ones. Separating your work life so you can keep your home and your family as far away from that world as possible is a smart choice. Why? For peace of mind. That's what I think anyway. Working in a prison has highlighted this small detail more than anything. One of the biggest things that I instantly fell in love with was the fact that while working at the prison, there came a time during every single shift where I felt a massive weight lift off my shoulders. You see, when I walked out of that prison at the conclusion of my shift, I didn't have any reason to allow the place to remain in my mind. I've worked several sales jobs in my time, and the one thing I remember from each of those is that the end of the week meant nothing. The pressure, the numbers, the endless need to meet targets remained with me throughout. Hell.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?